Certainly when his mother was still alive, she would tell me that she never really thought that William wanted the top job, as she called it, the idea that he would one day wear the crown, and that she, in her mind, was sort of preparing the way for the possibility that it would be Harry who succeeded his father.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
So a note from Princess Diana's diary got leaked, and it revealed Prince William's real dad. Turns out that Harry was the rightful king all along. The diary note has been verified by forensic experts, making it the real deal. Apparently, Diana had an affair with another man right before she got pregnant with William. In fact, she has admitted to being unfaithful during the marriage in interviews.
Did your relationship go beyond a close friendship?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Were you unfaithful?
Yes, I adored him. Yes, I was in love with him.
But no one had ever thought to question William's parentage until the diary note came along. It all started with royal expert Richard Kay revealing that Princess Diana was preparing Prince Harry to be king over Prince William. Richard has worked for the Daily Mail since 1980, devoting more than 40 years to writing about the royal family. His early work included him reporting on the wedding of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. He knew Diana well.
Diana had this unfortunate sort of reputation, certainly for the last few years of her life, as a young woman in permanent crisis, either in floods of tears or angry about something. And in fact, she was none of those things away from the camera. She was very funny. She did very good impressions. I think I've said that before on Palace Confidential. She did a mean queen, and she was amusing. She was remarkably well read. I mean, not in an academic sense, but she did read the newspapers. She followed political developments. She was interested in meeting people from a widest background as possible.
Now, since Richard was good friends with Diana, he actually got to observe Williams and Harry up close.
Well, I suppose, the generation I've had the opportunity to study the most closely have been, the William and Harry generation, because they were babies pretty much when I started, and it's been very interesting to see them develop.
And guess what? He's shocked by how William turned out. According to him, if Diana was alive, she would have been shocked as well, because she never expected to see William perform this well.
And I think William has been a bit of a surprise. He was a shy young man. Certainly when his mother was still alive, she would tell me that she never really thought that William wanted the top job, as she called it, the idea that he would one day wear the crown.
So who did she think was fit to rule in his place? Well, it was Harry. In fact, her nickname for him was Good King Harry.
But she, in her mind, was sort of preparing the way for the possibility that it would be Harry who succeeded his father. And she had a little nickname for Harry. She used to call him Good King Harry, some throwback to medieval days. And of course, things haven't worked out for that, and I think we're all rather grateful that they haven't, in much the same way as people often used to speculate about Princess Margaret and Princess Elizabeth when they were children. What if it had been the other way around? And I think the consensus is we got the right one.
In other words, she didn't think William had the chops for it. At least that's what she told everyone else. The real reason Diana didn't think Charles was fit to be king was completely different. You see, it had nothing to do with the brothers' personality. Instead, it was all about their father. Turns out Charles wasn't exactly William's real dad. Sure, he wedded 20-year-old Diana on July 29th, 1981, and it seemed like they were set up for a fairy tale ending. But by 1996, the marriage was dead. Charles was messing around with Camilla, and it's not like he was low-key about the affair. Back in 1995, the prince's valet, Ken Stronach, revealed that he was responsible for scrubbing grass stains from Charles's pajamas after the prince would sneak out for meetings with Camilla in the middle of the night. Prince Charles made love to Camilla, Parker Bowles, in the bushes of his High Grove mansion while Princess Diana slept inside. It was a big risk and a stupid thing to do, but he's blind to everything where the lady is concerned. There was mud and much everywhere everywhere. They'd obviously been doing it in the open air. Stronach helped keep Charles's affair on the down low by adjusting his wardrobe and travel schedule, but according to him, it was very elaborate, but it didn't fool anyone for a minute. It certainly didn't fool Diana. However, instead of confronting Charles about it, she found love elsewhere. According to reports, James Hewitt, her cavalry officer, was her lover in the dark from 1998 to 1991. So while Charles was having an affair, Diana was living her own love story. She confessed the affair in her 1995 Panorama interview.
Very much so.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
As disappointed as Diana was in Charles, she confided in James.
Did your relationship go beyond a close friendship?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Were you unfaithful?
Yes, I adored him. Yes, I was in love with him.
According to Tina Brown in the Diana Chronicles, for 5 years, he was as available and as attentive as a medieval troubadour. She also described Hewitt as like a younger, cuter, less complicated, and far less burdened version of Prince Charles. Cordial, mannerly, and handsome in the tall, chiseled storybook way that Diana always admired her. What's more, according to the Diana Chronicles, Diana took charge of the relationship. She made the first overture by reaching to kiss him when they were alone in the officers' mess, telling him, "I need you. You give me strength. I can't stand it when I'm not with you." From beginning to end, it was Diana who ran this affair.
She ditched him, I think because she thought that they were going to be found out. She ditched him twice. The first time it was because he was ordered to Germany and she wanted to fix it so he didn't go. And he, as a regular soldier, refused to have this and said, no, I'm going. So she considered that that was a betrayal.
Even James confirmed the details. Back in 2017, he told Australia's Sunday Night, "It's a gradual period and then, suddenly you can't get enough of each other or see each other as much as you want." The craziest part, according to Anna Pasternak, who collaborated with Hewitt on a book, revealed that James was often snuck into the palace because Diana wasn't about to do it in the open with him like Charles. Hewitt was regularly bundled into car boots and driven to Kensington Palace when their affair ensued. He told me he was terrified the first night he stayed in Kensington Palace, relieved at least that Charles and Diana had separate bedrooms. Apparently, she had 30 childhood cuddly toys lining the end of her bed. But this is where the diary comes in. One Kensington Palace insider leaked a 1986 diary entry from Diana, which says that Hewitt was William's real father. His eyes, his temperament, all Hewitt. The craziest part, Charles knew, but he denied it. Now, why would they do that? Why would they hide the fact that Harry's the true Windsor heir? Well, it's always the same reason. The palace feared scandal, and honestly, that explains why Harry's been kicked to the side. Pushing him away helps the royal family keep the secret about William's parentage buried, and of course, that's also in William's best interests as well, which is why Harry is worried about possible exile when William eventually does become king. Royal expert Tom Bower told the Mirror, "Harry is seriously worried that when his father dies one day, William will literally banish him, and he will have no status in Britain at all. He will be persona non grata. To make things worse, he's having trouble repairing things with his father as well." According to Tom, Harry needs a meeting with Charles to show he is part of the royal family and to establish his credibility in Britain. But as long as the palace won't give him access to Charles, he can't take the first step. They suspect that the moment he meets Charles, he will use it to establish his credibility, because that's what he desperately needs, and that's also why he's kept away. And so Harry's paying the price for a crime he never committed. At the end of day, it's clear that Princess Diana never wanted William to be king. She always wanted to see Harry on the throne. Only fans are finding out now that it had less to do with the boys' abilities and more to do with their parentage. The question is Harry the true king after all? Is he going to ask for a DNA test now that the truth is out in the open? And more importantly, is the insider going to reveal more diary entries for the public?